What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we are chopping this game over here, man. Man, so I had to tap into this one, man. As we know, RP the young Scooter, just got the news basically like on, I believe it was Sunday. Pretty much Sunday, you know what I'm saying, where the news broke and everything like that. And, of course, thankfully, more updates have come out, more information that's come out on, like what caused it all, like how did this all even kick off? First it was people saying, at first they made it seem like he got shot by the police and got unalived by the police some kind of way, basically. Come to find out, supposedly that's not true. Supposedly, he, I think a lot of us all know by now, supposedly he was running when the police came and he hit a fence, and they're saying like some wood, I guess maybe he cut himself on the wood real bad hopping that fence and bled real bad, and passed away that way. That's way, so that's the news that we're getting, and that's crazy. I mean, make you wonder, what was that serious for that boy Scooter to even feel like he got to do all that kind of running, hopping fences and stuff? Like, what happened, right? And of course, finally we're getting some, understanding, and when you hear it, it's just almost sickening to, think about what really happened. It's pathetic. It's, oh my gosh, fool. It's just a mess. A real janky mess, how this really kicked off. And this female right here is the one who called the police. And now there's a police, there's actual a police call out where, you hear somebody. Well, this is the way it happens. So you hear somebody on the line, calling the police, and they're making a situation sound very dramatic. Oh, this girl's getting beat up on. This, that. Police, y'all gotta come and help her. She's bleeding and everything. They're beating her up. Shots are fired and everything. Fair use, by the way. Let's hear just a little bit of this real quick. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. Let's just get a little sample of this.
In the house. Oh no.
Okay, no problem. About how...
So this is somebody calling the police about the situation that's supposed to be going on. Where young Scooter them at.
Do you think she is?
She has to be about maybe... She looks a little underage, but I don't want to say that. Looks can be deceiving. So she's roughly, I'll say let's just say between 18 and 21.
You see how she stuck that underage in there?
So, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to All Profit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's so I say that to say this. That was a woman calling, right, about somebody else, about another female that's being beat up, right?
Died under weird circumstances. So far,
hold on.
okay.
He's beating her bloody. He's dragged her back in the house.
Is she breathing?
Ma'am, he dragged her back in the house.
Okay, I understand that. I'm going to ask you some more questions.
So she's describing an 18-year-old to 21-year-old, right? The caller is. Okay. So, with her calling the police, 911, whatever she dialed that way, giving them such an alarming call, how you think the police are going to come to a situation like that, right? Talking about that the person is getting beat up real bad, and actually in the video she said something about gunshots and all that kind of stuff, right? That's crazy, what I'm saying? That's crazy because the simple fact, what makes it crazy is the simple fact of she was the caller. This person right here was the caller. So while she's describing someone 18 to 21 being beat up, she was the one doing the calling. That's crazy, right? She was the one. That voice that you heard, that was her. So what does that mean? That means basically she pump faked the call. She pump faked the call. Let's talk about this real quick. So what happened was basically she made up a story. She made up a whole scenario about some young girl getting beat up. She gets caught and called out for it now because now they're saying, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And what she's going with now just saying, oh, somebody that was with young Scooter in the past has been abusive to me. That's what she's saying. That somebody who with young Scooter has been abusive to her in the past. There's so much now coming out. They're saying that, oh, it was supposed to be a three-way situation going on, a threesome, and then that one woman was already doing it with them instead of her getting involved with it. She walks out, leaves the door wide open, and I guess makes the police call because things didn't go the way she wanted it to or something. So now everybody's in trouble and the police coming to really lay it down on those two guys. So basically, when the police come, doom, 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 you know what I'm saying, they hitting the, I'm pretty sure hitting the door hard, ready to kick it in and announcing themselves as police. And I guess just out of instinct, the two dudes, another dude and Scooter just decide to, try to make a run for it. I don't, it's like, damn, but why? I mean, did they have warrants? Was there a whole bunch of, stuff that wasn't supposed to be around? Like, what's the point of running that hard if you're not wanted? That's my thing about that too. Because if they weren't aware of the type of call that she made and it wasn't true anyway, why run that hard, right? But that's why I say this is just a whole mess in itself, man. But so let's rewind. So this female right here, basically, she is the one that she basically called and lied. Let's just tell it. She called and lied about a scenario, acting like a young girl was getting beat up when it's really her that called. And then when people call her out for it, say, why did you call? She's saying, oh, because the guy that was with young Scooter has been abusive to me in the past. But nobody was doing nothing then because as you heard on the call, you didn't hear any noise in the background or anything. So basically, she pump faked the call. Scooter panicked, and that's what got him killed. You know what I'm saying? This person right here. That's what I say, when you hear how it went, man, it's shiesty. It's very shiesty. Like, why would you do that? And then you gotta, your intentions can't be good because you're sitting there, you're trying to call the police on the males that's there, and you're making it seem like they're very dangerous to apprehend. Like they're just being violently reckless, beating this young girl up. You know what I'm saying? And the household needs help, desperate help from police. You heard the way she was in there. He dragged her out the house. Dragged her out the house, but you're the one that made the phone call. Nobody's dragging you out the house. She literally made up a story to make the police come over there with force like that. And it turned into a big mess. She got what she wanted, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she wanted, nobody to, be unalived in this situation, but she conjured up a whole mess. And it's really disgusting, dude. Man, bruh. I don't know how things gonna turn out, but that's shiesty right there, bruh. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, though, I guess, right? But, boy, she need her ass whooped. I just gotta say it. Sheesh, bruh. I say I don't wish no harm, but dang it, somebody, hey, boy, that's too shiesty. That's just too shiesty right there. That's all for me. Like, dang, you just hella cooked up a scenario, right? Got the man killed. You didn't have to do all that. It wasn't worth it. But anyway, with the clout and the clout chasing, that's all I can say. I guess all I can look at the pictures and say, boy, because that's just so wrong. Wrong on so many levels. People is dirty, bruh. You gotta, I mean, what was Scooter to do? He didn't know. Only thing he knew is that 5-0 came and they came aggressive, right? You know, she got to be ashamed of herself. Like I say, NT but man, that's how that shiesty story kicked off, man. This female right here lying and calling the police, making them come, you know, like it was, you know, something real bad going on, you know, from what it seems like. But if y'all know something, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? RIP to Scooter. This is stupid, senseless. Had people thinking 5-0 shot him. That wasn't even the case. He panicked too hard and hit a fence. You know, and just guess he was just all off instinct, but all off of her calling the police, lying, and making the situation sound violent. Anyway, it was just supposed to be a threesome that she didn't like the way things were going, and anyway, if that's the case, boy, shite deep. But man, yeah, that's what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Another one over here at Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, because we are chopping this game over here, man.